What's going on, ladies and gents in Cyberland? Coming back to you with another video. And this time, I am sitting with my dear friends, a couple that I helped a while back get their beautiful home, and we're in this beautiful home right now. And we're just gonna go through just how we met and just overall the experience it's been for them, and just give you guys just some pointers on what it's like to go through a process of getting a home. And you're looking at, homeowners right here. So this isn't scripted. This is all speaking from the heart. This isn't a situation where, I had to bribe these people. I don't really know them or anything. These are actually people I really do work with and I've built a great relationship with. So here we have Adrian and Christine. Say hello, guys.
Hi.
And we're just going to go through a couple things. So let's start with, how did we meet, and we'll start taking there. So how did we meet?
So we went into an open house and we were looking for a house, just looking everywhere, and you were representing someone else at the time.
All right. And Christine, how did you feel about it?
It was so much of a coincidence, and then we're not actually looking. We're looking, but we're not like that ready yet. And then you told us about what you're doing, and then you said we can just try and see and meet. I don't know, like after a few days we met, and then you introduced us to Sylvia or something.
Right, yeah. So we met at the condo, and I remember you guys came in, and I think I only had like maybe 2 or 3 people that day. And you guys came in, and we just talked real briefly, but you guys really just went through the house, the Seminole condo. And then it just turned into like, I remember I said, what do you have to lose? It's just education.
Yeah, that's right.
And you guys met with me, I think, a couple days that night. I think it was a Thursday. Or a Wednesday. We met.
Yeah.
And Sylvia talked with you guys. And the funny thing is, I remember it was all about looking for a home. And then what ended up happening was, by the way, they ended up being my first listing. And ended up happening is you guys said you want to sell your condo. And I was just like, I didn't even expect that. Like, I really did not see that coming. I thought I was just going to have you guys find a house. And then, it turned into a process of not only looking for the home, but getting things ready to sell your condo in where we're at. So what was that like, the experience with trying to sell the condo?
I would say we were so busy at work, and the one thing for me that stands out the most is that you take extra time to help us, because we're so busy that it's even out of your way going to look for the house, especially when we're trying to make it look better and renovate it.
Right.
So I think that stands out the most for me.
I remember when we were renovating, he would come early in the morning to let the guys in, and then come in the afternoon to let them out because we were at work. So and I gotta say thank you again for that, because you guys, we should thank you.
Well, it's just you guys didn't know me that long, and you're trusting me with your house. Remember, at one point I was like, do you want me to do anything with Lucky, or does he need to be here? Do you want me to feed him? It was just that stuff. But you guys trusted me enough to be able to be in your home and do what needs to be done with the contractors and getting everything ready. And then even when there were mishaps, remember it was when we pulled the fridge out, and then there was
it's like a leak.
Yeah, a leak or something. It was just it wasn't even a big thing. We were just like, okay, these are how we can go about it. And you guys were just very open and just letting the guys do their thing, letting me just give you the information, whatever needs to be done with it. And then I remember when we did the listing, we did the showings, and then right around the time we did the showings, somebody else had another showing going on at the same, or that was coming in a couple days. But you guys didn't even have to do a lot of modifications for the condo either. And, it was very straightforward with getting everything done for it. and then like the modifications for the home was very straightforward. It wasn't anything that was complicated.
And it became very easy and a smooth process because with the renovations, you already know some people that you recommended
Right.
for us to choose and to help us with the renovations.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. Just like it's not just the suit, you guys. It's also your professionalism, how you work with the people you're helping, but then also making sure the people you work with are professional. Because I've had it in the past where I haven't had that. So I make sure anybody I work with, hey, if I'm coming like this, if I'm bringing my A game, you guys bring your A game too. But also giving you guys options for what you need to have done with the condo too.
And I think that's what she likes, because you didn't just say, okay, here's the contractor, and you were like, here's 3 contractor, let's get them some quotes on the renovations, and we'll pick the best one out of those like
Right.
multiple people that came in.
Right.
And it's just not, we only have one option.
Yeah, because one thing I've learned is that it is a business, but sometimes you got to go with not only what's best for your budget, but also what's best for the time. Because we were getting to a crunch time because, you know, mind you, people, when this was going on, COVID hadn't happened yet. So I'm trying to help them sell their condo, but then also get them into their home. And then, you know, it was a very interesting process, I gotta say. I think that the hardest thing about it was not necessarily the condo, because once the condo was good, it was trying to juggle getting the buyer for the condo, but getting you guys into your home. That at one point, we ended up having to just sell the condo, and then you guys were renting in downtown Long Beach just for, I think, what was it, a month or 2?
Almost a month and a half.
Yeah, a month and a
But we
half.
already got the house in just like perfect time before our contract ended.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, we had like a week leeway.
it was really week leeway?
Yeah.
See, it's just like, you know, see, even now, like, just thinking back to what happened with that. So with the condo being done, what was your, now, and I really gotta hear this again. So what was the experience of trying to find a home? What was that like?
It's like mixed emotions. Bitter and sweet.
Happy, sad,
Okay.
tiring,
Yeah.
I would say very exhausting.
So what was the part that made it, so I know the happy part, but what made it exhausting and tiring? Like what was it that really got you guys to where you just wanted to like just go to sleep for a couple hours and not think about anything real estate?
I would say like if you like the house and then you put in an offer, and then of course there's gonna be a lot of competition, and you're thinking, are they gonna choose you? Is the other offer better than you? I sometimes it's like not frustrating, but how would you explain that? Like you're a little nervous.
I would say that was the for me it was nervousness, because trying to do everything you can with the agent, whatever they're asking for, getting it done, but then at the end of the day you just don't know. Like there's only so much information the agent can give you, and then it's just like it was literally like when I knew something you guys knew right away, but it was never like I knew something too quick, except that one time. There was that one house where they didn't even tell me.
Yeah.
And you found out. I was just like come on.
I know, they didn't even entertain our offer. I think we added quite a few more.
Yeah, it was a good amount. And
Yeah.
mind you, ladies and gents, these guys did everything to the T, and even with all that, it was still a trying process at times of trying to get an offer accepted.
And there's one time we were the strongest offer, and then all of a sudden here comes the cash offer.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I remember that. That was like I didn't
We didn't see that coming.
I didn't have nothing to say. Like everything else up until that point was like, well, we had this or this, we understand it. But when the cash offer, that was the first time I was like, you guys, I don't have anything. I literally have nothing to say. I don't know what to tell you at this point because we never got cash offers.
And that much,
Yeah.
it wasn't a small amount.
No, it was a huge amount. And I literally was like, I don't know. I remember I kind of felt discouraged about it because I was just like, what do I even say? Like, how do I even spin it? Because what can you do with that? And it wasn't like $25,000. It was more than I think 50. It was almost close, like I think 60 or maybe if not 80. And I'm like, and I'm pretty sure they didn't appraise. So it was that thing of like, what do you say to that? What do
Because
you
they
do?
went like way higher than the asking price,
Yeah.
and it was cash.
Yeah.
We went higher too, right? But not more than what they offered. And it was cash.
Yeah.
And then we were already planning for that house because we know we're the strongest offer, right?
Yeah.
We're planning, okay,
In the
once we get this,
backyard.
we're gonna do this and that for renovations and things like that. But here comes a surprise.
Yeah, that one was like, I just was literally like, I went to bed that night and I was just like, I was telling my wife, I was just like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, it's one thing if how am I supposed to educate you with that? Because every time something was happening with with what we were doing, I was always trying to put education. Every single time I was always trying to give you guys some type of information. And at that point I had nothing. And thanks for bringing that up because I actually forgot about that. So yeah, we went to Yorba Linda, we went to Anaheim Hills. We were just going back and forth.
Brea as well.
Brea too.
Just a few.
Yeah, just a few in
I think
Brea.
Fullerton too, right?
No.
No.
We were.
Yeah, you at first you were.
We were.
Yeah. But we did Brea.
We didn't.
Cause I remember Brea. I think Brea was the house with the big RV in the back.
That was your balloon.
Was your Belinda? Yeah. So moving forward, condo sold. Got a good penny for it. No mishaps with that one. And then what happened? What originally happened with this house?
So this house and the other house, after we sold our condo, accepted offers, right? So we lost this house and the other house, so we have nothing left. So we were like, oh my god, we need to look for a house because we're currently staying in downtown Long Beach. We're just renting it.
Right.
And that was a crazy process.
Oh yeah. So what ended up happening was this agent, I stayed in touch with her every day, if not every couple days, and I would just tell her, look, my client, because she knew you guys wanted the house. She knew it was literally just a timing of the seller didn't want to wait for us to be done with the sale of the condo. But she knew you guys wanted the house. She was like, they want the house. And, that happened on a Thursday. I get a call, and I don't even think it was fully the afternoon yet. And she called and said, did my clients, did they still want this house? I said yes, even though I hadn't really talked to you just yet, but I said yes. So I'm gonna call him, just give me like 20 minutes or something. And then I couldn't get a hold of you, because I think you were in a meeting or something. And then I called Christine, and you picked up, and I literally just said, do you want the house in Anaheim Hills? And you were like, what do you mean? Remember that house we looked at? And it was all spacious and everything? You're like, are you serious? And I said, yes, do you want it? Because I need to know, like, right now. He's like, how much? And I said, we got to do the asking price. He's like, okay. And then while I was on the phone with you, Adrian was calling, and I'm like, okay, your husband's on the phone. You talk to him, and let me know in like 20, 30, or something. Just let me know as immediately as possible. And then I think later that night we were in escrow.
Yep.
Just like that. And I stayed in touch with this agent for a month, but because they had been through so much with trying to find a home that I did not tell them this until I think after we were closed.
But it was getting tough there because COVID started.
Yeah. There was so we're in escrow, and then all of a sudden I think the escrow shouldn't have lasted as long, but because I think we were already in March, right?
March, yes.
And then all of a sudden everything starts shutting down. Everything across the board. You can't do this, you can't do this, you can't go here. Like everything all over the state, and actually really the United States was starting to just shut down. They had already done the inspection. Inspection was good. We negotiated for credits and what would work for them. Loan was good. And we had a problem. We couldn't close escrow because we couldn't have an appraisal. Come to find out that because of COVID, people were freaking out, which is justifiable, but nobody wanted to come do an appraisal, especially if it was occupied. And what ended up having to happen, the listing agent couldn't do anything. Her hands were tied because checks and balances. And the loan officer couldn't do anything because checks and balances. You can thank 2008 for that. And I ended up having to call, and I told them what's going on, and then all of a sudden the appraisal happened within the next 2 days. Because I kid you not, we almost came close to falling out of escrow. No fault of theirs, no fault of mine, due to COVID. And had the appraisal, but then the appraisal said the appraisal's not done. And I'm like, what do you mean the appraisal's not done? Nobody was here. No carbon monoxide detectors. And I said, you gotta be kidding me. That this is not, my clients aren't getting this house. So I called the listing agent, I told them what's going on, and I said, look, and it was a Wednesday. It was Wednesday afternoon. I was at home with my kids doing something with them, and I said, at this moment, I'm an agent, but I'm not an agent, so I'm not wearing a suit. I put on regular clothes, ran to Home Depot, picked up, and I said, how many carbon monoxide do we need? And the appraisal said, you need to have one for each floor. Go to Home Depot, buy the stuff. And Lee actually wanted to, she was like, well, do you sure you want to pay for it and stuff? I'm just like, look, I don't care about whatever this costs. It could be $200. I don't care. This needs to get done. Especially because everything that had been cut up to this point, you really wanted this house.
Yes.
So I was just like, anything at this point doesn't matter. This has to get done. So I raced to Home Depot, and I'm looking at, I'm seeing all these carbon monoxides. But the good thing is I learned, quote, if you have a 3-story or 2-story house, you need to have a carbon monoxide for each level of the house. Get the carbon monoxides, come here, put them in, and then I had to take photos of where they were at. They had to be different angles to make sure that it was real and that I was there and stuff. And sent it to the appraisal, and we were done. Yeah, that was it. I think we closed on a Monday, right? Or was it?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly.
No, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was it.
Because we have to sign the paperwork.
Yeah, I had to get out of work. I just literally came in to work, and then Adrian's like, can you get out for a few hours? Because we need to sign escrow. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And
I didn't know that was it.
yeah, everything that happened with me with that transaction with you guys, it taught me a lot. You guys are good friends, and I've established a great relationship with you guys since then. But I also learned humility and being humble, and sometimes things are out of your control. And to be quite honest with you, most of my content that I've made in regards to how to handle things is really came from you guys. The education part, the contingencies, the you can't win every single time. Like most of my content I've made in the past couple months is literally from everything that's happened with you guys, with trying to not only sell a condo but get into this home. So and this is just a heads up, you guys, with anybody watching this, you need to understand something. You can't be a realtor without these type of people. You can't. No matter what you try to say or do, you can't be a realtor without the people that support you. I'm nothing without these people. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be an agent. And then no, I had nothing going on up until the point I met you guys. Literally. And you guys are the reasons why I was able to put food on my table. You guys were the reason why I was able to get my PS4. Yes. The transaction I did with you, I was able to buy a PlayStation 4 from that. Or no, was it? Or it was something with gaming. Oh, no. They're the reasons why I was able to build my PC. That's what it was. You guys were the reason why I was able to build my PC and why I'm able to do editing that I do now. Because of the transactions I do with you guys. And that's what you have to realize. It's not about the money. It's not about the commission. It's about the relationship. Because, again, at the end of the day, that's how you're able to thrive. People think being a realtor is just getting paid or it's a very simple process. We met in September, I think it was.
Somewhere around that time.
But the process didn't really fully finish until April. And really the end of April.
Yep, end of April.
Yeah. So, you see, this is what it's about. At the end of the day, it's about the relationship. So, you guys have anything else you want to say or any questions or anything?
I would say you were so trustworthy and very educational, talking about what's the process of real estate processes, and you try to educate us what's the process properly, because when I bought my condo at the time when I was younger, I didn't have the same education that I got from my prior agent.
Right.
And for me, that's very helpful. That's why we recommended you to our good friend.
Yeah, and that's coming at a later time, that interview. But.
Yeah, and I think I will never forget what you said. And I think that time we were just planning about the renovation of the house. You said that whatever happens, it will always fall into, you didn't say it verbatim, but that's what you meant, like everything will fall according to place. Because when we were looking for houses and then it was like too much competition, I kind of felt like, oh my god, this is so hard. And then all of a sudden this house became available, like you didn't see it coming, and here we are in my favorite house.
Yeah, the other thing I didn't say either is Lee gave me an opportunity because of professionalism. She had never seen me in person. I don't even think we ever met in person.
We did. She came here. She came by to get something.
It was one time, but up until that point, it was always a phone call. But it was just.
But that was towards the end, though.
Yeah.
We already got the house.
Yeah, but it was just the fact of how I talked to her, and then what I was willing to do, and I never looked at it like. Because unfortunately this does happen, some people, it's not their job. It was never a thing about what's my job or what isn't my job. It's about what do my clients need, and then that's really what it's about. And again, I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity, because I'm still able to do this because of you guys.
We're very thankful that you get out of your way to do extra things just to help us.
Yeah. So with that being said, you guys, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. But I will catch you guys on the next one.